Get him, Goose. That's a good boy. Oh, I forgot to make sure that boy has water.
You did that again.
Who did what again?
You said that twice now.
I did, yeah, but we're actually recording this time,
Yeah.
you know?
So Tony will get the water.
Tony's getting the water. There he goes. There goes our Tony.
Watch him as he fills the water bowl. That's not really a good...
Oh, no,
Good
don't
water.
fill him up.
Yeah, I don't want...
Y'all would
that.
not make a good pair.
Come on.
No.
Maybe an O pair, but
No, y'all would make a really bad pair. You're both selfish lovers.
that's not true.
Oh, that's 1,000% true.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
But only one of us will admit it.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what makes it toxic.
Wow. Thanks for assuming how I love.
Dude, you've told me you're a selfish lover. You have admitted this at least once.
I don't remember this conversation.
I'm sure you don't.
I have since changed. I will be 100% honest.
Oh, you've been changing over the last 5 years, and I'm just now noticing?
I have been.
Well, beloved customer, welcome to Septic Guys Know Shit, your favorite podcast about a bunch of just guys hanging out who work on septic systems who are going to tell you about shit. As always, I'm your little friend, the head of the tabletop, the hero of the hookah, the keeper of the bastion of baseness, your ambassador to foreign lands, Ruben. To my right is the Sultan of Swag. He'll slap your mama's ass, kiss your sister, and tell your dad to go make him a sandwich. When the nation has things they have to decide whether they can abide or not, this man's voice is the one that decides it all. Tony.
Yo.
And finally, over to our left, you have Ethan, the clinch to your meister,
That's right.
the owner of the one and only banjo of the Duke of Sandwich.
The Duke of Sandwich.
Yes. The man who, it is said, one time clinched so hard he walked on water.
That's fairly close.
He'll tickle those strings and make your ears bleed with his sick guitar riffs. And like I said, that's Ethan. So yeah, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah.
I felt like that was the perfect cold open.
That was great, you know?
Amazing.
I just realized that we have 25% left. We've gone through 25% of the year already.
Yeah, no, that's true.
That's really weird.
How does that feel?
Gosh. That's insane, dude. It was just Christmas.
It's weird. 8 months, 27 days, 7 hours, 31 minutes and counting.
It's
left.
banned.
Yeah,
It's a lot of time.
so much time.
Crazy.
It's so time and yet so little.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Is it so little?
It is
I
so
think
little.
I think it's conceptual that it feels little.
yeah.
What do
Well,
you
I
want,
mean-
Goose?
That's a good boy, Goose. To
he's a
everyone
friend.
to the people who can't see, my basset hound is playing with a toy.
Doing his thing.
Yeah,
Doggy.
yeah. Y'all meet him at some point, beloved customer. Also, by the way, that's your name. You know what you did.
We figured this out very early on. You are customers.
Yeah. So yeah, to give you a little background on us, I know this episode is titled Episode 2. That's because Episode 1 and 0 are unreleased because they're just audio, and we're on YouTube now. So, yeah, you're our beloved customer. We're all septic guys. We all work together at a septic company, and it turns out we all have a lot of really unique interests and a very cute puppy dog. And well, we thought, heck, we make each other laugh. Why don't we see if we can make the internet laugh?
True.
And so, yeah.
True.
So how this podcast will work is this is a podcast of stories, essentially. And so we're going to tell you stories about our lives, stories about things that we know about. So maybe that's honeybees or how to build a guitar amp or whatever the hell Tony's into, because Tony doesn't tell me things.
That's
I don't know either.
Completely not accurate.
Or
We did
Tony's
make
gonna
a
tell you-
pact that we weren't going to know.
Tony's going to tell you about how much he loves Russian women. I don't know.
They're the best.
Yep. Hey, we're looking for you, Svetlana. Also,
Hit me up.
fan club, Tony, internet, what do you think? That's a handsome man.
Russians to the front.
There you go, Svetlana.
Jeez.
In
Apparently
Russia,
he's saying
they
he likes
choose
the
you.
blondes.
I
Or
don't know, actually,
redheads.
I was about to say, I think Tony's more of a redhead man than a blonde man.
That's like the unicorn of Russians, a redhead Russian.
That's true. It's kind of like the Middle
Is
East
that
too.
even a thing?
I've met a couple, and
Cool.
I'm not a home wrecker, so that's mostly why it didn't end up working out. And it's hard to compete with a mafia boss, but
Yeah, probably shouldn't.
It's true.
Shouldn't be a home wrecker.
Well, I mean, as I'm sure you're aware, with Mafia Boss, the Mafia choose you.
it's true. It's true. So, you
You
know,
just weren't about that life. It's okay.
I'm about that life, but they're pretty picky.
Yeah, not
yeah.
everybody can have a Burt Kreischer of stories.
No, that's true.
Shout out Burt Kreischer
Shout out
Shout out
Bert
the
Krishner.
Burt Krishney.
Yeah.
and Tim.
Oh yeah, and Tim and Christine.
Oh,
What up?
I'm just here for the ride, boys. I'm just here for the ride.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
before we get too far in the weeds,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
to begin with, every episode will be once a week. We'll whatever day this day dropped on is probably going to be the day that they continue to drop on at about noon. And so every week we will release a new episode. Whoever that week is, they will be your lead technician, and they'll be walking you through whatever subject we're going to talk about. We'll also play some games and just have a good time in general. And yeah, so Tony, you're our lead technician today, right?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, before we get too far in the weeds,
Uh-huh.
because I've been excited about this episode.
Oh, I know. We've been very horny.
Yeah, I've been waiting 2 weeks for this.
Yeah, I feel like Ethan hasn't been as horned up as the rest of us for this subject.
I just don't know what's going on.
Ethan just has a bigger bottle to stuff the horniness in.
Just let it happen,
Oh,
baby.
jeez.
But before we get too far in the weeds, we need to say it. We need to address it. We need to crack one open
It's true.
and give our lead technician, Ruben, his flowers. Because as y'all know by now, we've had technical difficulties
Oh, yeah, dude.
and basically had a one-man versus
Oh,
country. Yeah, we'll call him out. China.
Shout out to China.
China.
I mean, as what's the negative equivalent of a shout out? We have beef.
Yeah, we have beef. You know, as great technical director here. I've got a USB to USB-C cable. Don't even know what it's for. It's just here.
Exactly. But last week,
Some customer will correct us, and then we won't say anything about it.
About what? China?
No, they'll just correct us on what the USB-C to USB-C does.
sure.
Oh, well, no.
My
I mean,
gosh,
it's just,
Goose. Way to go, dude.
wow.
for it.
Goose, you are ruining our audio quality like only you can. God. Hey, to any of you listening to this on like Spotify's podcast app, whatever,
Sorry for the dogs.
I'm not apologizing for that dog.
Never.
This is part of our quirks.
That's what makes us unique.
Yeah.
But
Banjo's too loud.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. We hacked all the way into China.
yes, you hacked all the way into China.
No, we're a team here. I'm not going to take full credit for this.
Well,
I gave him support via text message.
True.
Hold on
True.
1 second while I yell at this dog.
I
Get
am
'em.
text support. I'm not tech support. I am text support.
Yeah, I feel bad about that. I don't feel like I should yell at him. I feel like people need to know there's a dog in the room, but not be able to see him.
They definitely know he's here.
Yeah, it's
They
like,
will always know he's here.
you know, it's kind of
Yeah.
like Tim Allen's neighbor.
Everybody knows he's there.
You
so
know
don't
he's
what he
there, but
looks
you
like.
can't see his face.
Yeah. Hey, neighbor.
But
He'll calm down.
we're all here
Yeah.
today, especially. Technically, we're here because of our lead technician, Ruben. So, shout out, Rube.
Amen.
Praise God.
Hey, you know what? It worked out. Shout out to B-Link. I see your Chinese spyware. I don't abide it. Oh, here comes my mother. The big mama of the office.
Hello.
Hey, yeah, we just got him water like 15 minutes ago. Well, yeah.
Barf in it.
No. God, this dog is spoiled. He gets y'all give him the filtered?
I gave him filtered.
Yeah, I don't want him to die.
Wow.
I mean, it's just salt.
Dude, I give that guy just tap.
I don't drink from the filter, but Harold deserves it.
Harold's not a poor.
No, he's not a poor. He doesn't walk around with cash in his pocket.
Jeez.
Oh, here comes our studio audience.
Yeah.
Yep. Michelle.
Yes, Michelle, the studio audience. The
Ripping,
faithful studio audience.
ripping heaters.
Ripping
No,
the,
those are virtual heaters.
Ripping AI heaters.
ripping the
ripping that
AI
AI
heater.
The meta heaters.
Hey, so I did discover a new meta this week.
A new meta.
Yeah, Meta RX bars. Have you had them?
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
so I
dude.
had the.
Did you find one?
No, I
Ooh.
got close. I found they have a churro one.
Yes, the churro one's okay.
I've had the churro one. I've had obviously the cookies and cream. I've had the caramel peanut butter pretzel one, and I've had the apple pie one. Those are the
Yes.
4 that I've had.
That's pretty much all
so
of them.
That's all of them.
They came out with a blueberry cobbler one.
Gosh dang,
Dude, that's the meta. That's the
Yeah.
one you got to get. Like, there's no...
blueberry cobbler.
Yeah, there's no other
Find
way.
one. I'm gonna find one and probably douse it. Oh, it would probably taste really good in like a Wendy's milkshake.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you're
like
gonna,
a
like, dip it
vanilla
in a
frosty.
frosty?
Yeah, and dip it in a frosty.
Shout out to all those bodybuilders.
I feel like it'd be really good.
Big back move.
I feel like the flavor that they probably won't ever make.
Big back.
Yeah. There's nothing more bodybuilder big back crossover than sticking a meta bar in a frosty.
You
Did
are
you
not.
make one of these faces for it? You go,
You're not wrong.
purse your lips together a little bit. Oh,
Have you ever gotten grilled chicken from Chipotle and just drizzled it over a hot and ready pizza?
no,
I
haven't.
have. That's a big back move.
No, the real big back move is to get a 30 count nugget from Chick-fil-A and then do that.
That's heavy because fried
Oh yeah,
items on pizza. That's a move.
it's a power move for sure. But I mean,
It's funny that you mention food
yeah.
because that ties directly into our subject today.
Oh, well, take us away, lead technician. Take me on a journey.
All right.
It's like we're good at this. Like we're on the same wavelength. So, I consider myself somewhat of personality. We all know I'm a refined raccoon as far as a palate.
Okay, good start. Good
Okay.
start. I like this.
All right, Ratatouille.
I mean,
no, this piece of garbage, it tastes so much better than that one.
I mean, yes, it does. Like
I mean, hey,
at some point, we will do a breakdown, like
Oh,
a
you bunch of
fast.
savages. You go to Little Caesars at noon. Don't you know they refresh their pizzas at 12:13?
obviously.
I don't know
takes
the
13
time
minutes of
breakdown like
pizza.
that, but you know I was at Little Caesars this past
I
weekend.
don't believe you.
Okay, I'll go back again this Sunday.
It's got to
Okay,
be every
yeah.
13.
Know me.
It's got to
And
be
when you're
either every
there at-
13 to 15 minutes, depending on the type of pizza.
And then
No.
when you're there at 1:17, because you know they refresh it, I just want you to remember, I'm on to you.
Yes, I'm glad that I'm there. I'm
Okay.
in my happy place.
just like it probably only takes about 10 minutes for a roller dog to actually be fully cooked.
Well, it
I
depends
don't even
on
Or
think it takes
heat it
that
up.
long.
it depends. It depends on the cook
At least
that you're
to
going
my
for.
preference.
Yes,
10 minutes roller
yes.
dog.
You like a well done roller
Yeah,
dog.
like I don't really like going for the ones that are closer to the top where they say they're still cooking, but I also don't like doing the one that's at the very bottom.
The raw.
Wait, you eat the one? Have you eaten the ones that say still cooking?
No,
Yes,
no, I have not.
I have.
But
Yeah,
there
that-
are some that are like 2 down where I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah,
That's cooked enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Because-
weird about my roller dogs.
No, that's not weird to not eat the ones that say still cooking.
Well,
They're
yeah,
still
no
cooking.
shit. You probably no one should do that.
But you think they really keep a timer
Unless
on the
you're
ones
the
that are still
behemoth.
cooking? They're good to go. You just look at them and they're sweating. They're ready.
yeah,
No,
just some people are
okay.
weird. It all depends on if you're McBeef and cheese or not.
So, as someone who has actively looked behind the counters to see, they do have a timer now. How good that person is actually taking care of them is another issue altogether.
Exactly, and that's why you got to know the staff, like the QTs and the 7-Elevens that I frequent. I know these people, and I know who's on their game, and I know who's not.
Oh, like that one lady.
Which, yes, the red hair.
Yeah.
yeah, she is on it. She
Shout
runs a
out to
tight
you.
ship. You know,
You know what
you
you
did.
do to Tony.
oof. But the pregnant lady here in town, she could care less.
Oh, she could care less.
Which, I get it. She's got a lot going on.
she got shit to do.
Okay, so food. Refined raccoon over
So
here
refined raccoon
with his
and
5-gallon metal trash can rather than his 5-gallon plastic trash can.
it's a 1 gallon.
Excuse me, 1 gallon.
And I'm also a history buff. I love
Yeah.
getting history, facts, anecdotes, and
Are you doing the history of the Michelin stars?
well,
You mean the tire company?
That's old hat. People
Goodbye,
know
mother.
generally the history of Michelin star, and if you don't, you're not really a foodie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know what the Michelin stars mean, and it's not important for
Well,
this either.
to sum it up, they Michelin was the tire company.
Yep.
And they came out with the book, the Michelin book of places to stop that were garages that you could get Michelin tires at, and they also added restaurants.
You can't be serious.
This dead ass. This is the history
This
of
is
it.
not real.
Look, I'm telling you, dude.
I'll look it up later.
Yeah, no, but when they started putting out the Michelin book, it was for service stations that were specifically on the road, people who wanted to get Michelin tires, and they gave recommendations of restaurants to stop at. Because if you had a car, you were the kind of person, in the 1800s when cars started showing up, that you would weekend in the car and just go. So you wanted to know what stops to go to, like hotels and restaurants. So restaurants would rate the restaurants and hotels with the star system. So then restaurants started realizing that they would get more customers when Michelin customers who had the book and had the guide would stop at places that had the recommendation, so that they started trying to get in. And that's where the 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, that's where restaurants started competing for that.
Wow.
And that's how the tire company became the pinnacle of food guides.
Yeah,
That's literally how it happened.
because tires and food make sense.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, filling a need. So, he's feeding Harold. Such a good boy.
That's a good point. We don't want him to do unsuspected filing.
True.
It's very sus.
So, in concordance with history and food, I thought I'd choose one of my favorite foods and do a hit backstory on it. Because most people probably think that they know the history of the Glizzy.
Oh, jeez. Can we use a different word?
No. Why do you-
Glizzy for our in-house
They
audience
know.
is
Oh, trust me.
hot dog.
I was going to say, if you're watching this podcast or listening to it, you know what a glizzy is.
Absolutely.
For our in-house audience who was confused, it's a hot dog.
Yeah, glizzies are hot dogs.
Hot dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Michelle.
it's a very weird way of stating it. And I'm
Did you
going to
say
leave it at
stating it or sating it?
whatever.
So,
God, this glizzy really sates me weirdly.
It's
where
better than Sataning it.
where do y'all are educated men?
Yeah.
Where do you think
Scotland.
okay?
Yeah.
New York.
Interesting. So, the traces of the hot dog, the glizzy, the weenus, does have roots in Eastern Europe,
Okay.
Austria, Germany area. That's the people that claim it the most.
As
There's-
origination.
Yes.
As origination.
The Wiener Schnitzel.
Exactly.
I should have thought of that.
Wiener Schnitzel.
I was thinking haggis. That's why I chose Scotland.
There's an interesting crossover that would
Anyways.
make sense.
Don't let me derail you.
No.
I just thought
It made
about
me
farmland.
It made me think too. I always wanted as a kid
Wait.
to go to farmland.
Farmland, and you chose New York, the most like non-farmy place ever.
Scotland's more farmland than New York.
Scotland's got haggis.
Scotland has grass.
Scotland has actual grass.
No, I'm saying that they might have originated hot dogs. They don't have to be known for them.
That was his guess.
I was
Yeah.
okay. So here's my thought process.
No, yeah, I need to go back. Like, are you thinking the farm in Central Park?
Here's the diagonal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Glizzy.
Uh-huh.
Sausage.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cased hot dog.
Uh-huh.
Akin to the sausage.
Kosher Jew, New York.
That's not a bad move.
That's a good one.
But I went cased hot dog. I went New York cased hot dogs because of where my dad's from
Yes.
in Buffalo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I went to most well known or most renowned hot dog area to get a hot dog is New York.
It's true.
Okay.
That's
okay.
the way I was going.
Side
But
note.
then you built out and just had farmland.
Well, because that's where it started. Because you got to make the sausage somewhere, right?
Nathan's like, where do you think we grow our skyscraper seeds?
Duh.
God, I love your diagonals.
This is going to be very educational for me.
It is.
Some of the best glizzies I've had were on the streets of New York by some guy who was also selling halal meat. You know,
Oh, well, yeah.
Sure.
and
Absolutely.
I will. It's not a cannibal
Dude,
situation.
all beef franks like that? Oof.
Let's relax on the term all beef. Which
No, if he's selling halal meat, there's no way he's touching swine.
Okay.
No, don't. No.
He's not wrong.
I
You
don't-
know that he's
You,
not
me,
wrong.
and Omar, both, all three of us know.
Omar, you know what you did.
You know what you did.
You broke the rule.
No, I know you didn't.
Okay, whatever. But some of the best glizzies have been on the streets of New York from Omar, and I will stand on this hill. Best pizza in the world, and I've been to the birthplace of pizza.
True.
In Naples, in Italy. New York has the best slice.
Yeah, look, as someone else who's had pizza in Italy, I left kind of like, meh.
Exactly.
I had better pizza in Austria than I did Italy.
Exactly.
So, shout out to you, Venice.
I think that's all based off of what your preference of pizza is, but we don't need to get into that.
Sure.
That's a different story.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's when you're the lead technician.
Pizza
That's a big thing for me.
Anyways, let's get back to the glizzies.
So, Eastern Europe, Germany, Austria, Germania is the place that has the claim to it. However, there is legend and folklore of a prior origin of how it got to into Germania.
Okay.
So, in Rome, Roman history. I love Roman history. Hearing about the Caesars, even though most of them were terrible leaders. So, legend.
Careful where you step there.
You know,
I mean, I'm pretty pro salad.
yeah. It's got a whole lot of knife wounds in it.
At least that's a good start. But
What? Yeah.
It-
Wait, hold on.
definitely has
Hold
an
on,
urban-
beloved customer.
What did
We're
you
getting a
find?
question from the crowd. Have we Googled glizzy?
it definitely has an urban dictionary too.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Glizzy is also synonymous with Glocks. The glizzy with the switch.
Yeah, starting like what 2022.
Yeah, around the same time. Well,
Or maybe COVID?
We had hot dogs way before then.
No. Glizzy as
Glizzy came up during
hot
COVID.
dog, you dingbat. Oh my god. Yeah, we've had handguns for a long fucking time. Probably like what, 1,000 years?
No, not that long.
300 years.
It's weird. These hot dogs have only been around for like 3 years. Crazy.
What the hell?
So, legend is that Emperor Nero.
Oh, okay.
The fire emperor.
Yeah, not a good guy.
No.
I mean, y'all probably know better than most people.
Pretty cool guy, though.
Yeah, probably not the coolest of cool guys as far as the emperors went. Caligula was up there.
Ecumenius or whatever his name is.
Tiberius.
Tiberius
takes the
was
case.
That guy was
guy.
a savage.
I mean, I don't feel the need to really go too deep into it, but Tiberius and the little fishes. I mean, it's rough.
It's really funny because we've mentioned the Roman Empire in our first actual aired episode.
Yeah.
We have just guaranteed that our audience is going to be 99% men.
Yep. Based.
At least
Red
that's a
pill.
start.
Can you not?
Goodness.
You were the guy with based in his title.
Yeah, I know, and I was going to bring up the red pill. Jesus. Hey, if you're trying to spout that red pill ideology, you know what you did.
Go drink water and work out.
God, take a damn walk.
But anyway, legend is that Nero had a cook, Gaius, and you got to assume that people who were hanging around the emperors that were just really cool guys, as we'll describe them, were probably imitating similar behaviors. So Nero had the whole thing, the violent streak directed toward his mom, that we know about.
Yeah.
You know,
He hated her.
hated her. You know,
So he did not have the Oedipus Rex coming.
Well, but it maybe.
maybe.
Okay.
You know,
Small potential.
Well, maybe that's why he hated her so much.
you know,
Got it.
unclear. I was trying to find, you know, because when you hear about mommy drama, parent drama, you're curious on like what was childhood like for this guy, but it's unclear. Historians don't have much record of it. We can only assume it was pretty bad, looking at what he did to his mom and
Sure.
the rest of the Roman Empire, the Christians in particular. Not great stuff.
No.
But there was a cook.
Christians.
There was a cook, Gaius, who was in Caesar's court, and legend is that one day while roasting a pig, he stabbed it, pulled out an intestine, and said, "This is something that pleases me," and just dug into the intestine and filled it with wheat, grains, and spices, and made the first rudimentary version of the glizzy.
The encased sausage.
The encased sausage in the intestine. So, you
Okay.
know, chitlin style, fill it up, and then serve it because, you know, everything like that was a delicacy.
So you may be able to answer it. You may not. The encased sausage, when they pull the intestine, I don't know how to word this question.
Just word it incorrectly. I'll figure it out for you.
Is it encased shit?
No,
No.
they clean it.
On which side of the intestine?
It
are we
doesn't
talking?
matter.
Doesn't say.
It doesn't matter.
So
You
we're
could-
based. It's just the inner line. It's the one
just-
of the intestines, and it's cleaned of.
Okay, so
said
someone
varmint.
who's actually like dealt with intestines and case sausages, you can just
Yeah.
clean them.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
It's
no.
not hard.
But you see what I'm asking though. Like he said,
Is it the
'cause he-
poop side or the non-poop side?
Well, what he's describing makes it sound like that he just
he just whipped it out and nom.
Yeah.
Second harvested that shit.
well slightly, but I'm just wondering which side of the intestines it is, since the intestines are so long.
Right. There was probably some trial and error, you
Yeah.
know, and you
But
know,
it pleased him.
it did please him, and then eventually they perfected it because you know you got to think
It
maybe
pleased him.
After he found something that pleased him, he perfected it. So feed the pig good stuff like they do with Wagyu beef. You know,
Sure.
feed him spices, grains, and whatever he wants to be in the intestines to save on the process, the stuffing process.
Yeah.
And then that caught on because you know popular in Nero's court, popular with the mass
people.
yeah, the general population. And so it makes sense that it would originate in Nero's Rome, that would eventually expand throughout the rest of the provinces and eventually into Germania, which was, you know, big Roman territory that eventually, you know, they became their own thing. But becoming their own country, culture and food is, you know, one of those things that rests and stays within the country. Doesn't really matter who takes over politically. So that's how the legend goes, that it wound up in Germania, that eventually became Austria and Vienna, Germany, all that stuff. Then with the what do you call it?
So Nero's
Yeah.
time is AD
I had it pulled up.
60.
It was pretty quick.
I don't know. I mean, we can find out.
68. It was like 65 to 68.
Okay.
Pretty short.
That is a very short time.
Yeah.
So 65, 68. And then we're jumping another, are we jumping 200 plus years?
More than that. More than that,
Okay.
because you know, jump into 1860s or 1817, late 17th, early 18th century, when immigrants started immigrating to America,
16 and 1700s. Okay.
which the big part or a big population was heading to New York.
Yes.
And so that's when an early appearance of Jewish food, German food, European food in general,
And Italian food.
Italian food.
Big, big, big Italian scene.
So just the hodgepodge of culinary preferences, just all
Quite literally.
coming together in New York.
It makes me wonder when the when the Asians started to immigrate over? Was it around the same time frame?
No, much
Made
later.
after?
No,
Later.
that was much later. You don't see a lot of Asian immigration into America until California settled, like the gold rush.
Right.
Got it.
So you see it like late 1800s then,
Okay.
right when
Okay.
we're still building the railroad systems.
So we're in 1600, 1700.
1700s, early 1800s.
Yeah.
1718, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's when yeah.
So,
Yeah, somewhere around like 1810.
Okay. The cars invented then.
no, not yet.
Not yet.
No.
It was like early 1900s when that happened.
Yeah. The
So
car
still-
doesn't
This
get
is-
invented
This is
until
why
like
this is why I'm not history.
the
guy.
car gets invented like 100 years later.
Yeah.
Good to know. Okay.
I did think it was interesting, and shout out to Jack Mandeville for Jacked History. It's hard to determine which appearance of the Glizzy happened first, whether it was New York or in the southern part of America. So
Well, if it's the 1800s, then the furthest south would be one of the 13 colonies.
no, so
Or we're past that. We've got
1864 to 1867 was when Mexico became independent, had their first emperor of Mexico, who was Maximilian the First, who
That's
was
right.
a European. He was Austrian.
okay.
And then whole big history of how Mexico revolted against the guy who wanted to be the European emperor for the people of Mexico, but Mexico revolted, and that's how they became their state.
Yeah.
Which Mexico at that point was part of Texas.
Right.
Well, Texas was part of Mexico.
Texas was part of Mexico all the
So-
way up to because Oklahoma didn't separate. We didn't have Oklahoma's line.
I'm sorry. Mexico got kicked out of Texas.
yeah.
So Texas is already a republic, and
Let's
then
see,
a state of the union.
1864. It's not Civil War. That's
No, 1864 is the Civil War.
Civil War.
So,
and
well-
we had the Great Conflagration.
The Great Conflagration, yes.
No,
So Texas,
confrontation.
Texas becomes a republic in 1836.
1836.
And then
had
becomes
Santa Ana and all that.
Becomes
Yeah.
a state in like
1845.
1845.
Okay.
And then we have the Civil War in 1860 to like 1865.
Correct.
Okay, so 64.
And then we have John Wilkes Booth saving the American democracy. And then
Hey, Six Semper Tyrannis. Never forget.
never forget. We look. Hey, Abe, got your number. You know what you did.
So the
That's good.
Mexican Empire, they overthrow Maximilian the First, become the state country of Mexico. Texas is already get it, Goose.
Oh, that's hilarious. He's got his face in a toy that
is
he has
deep.
destroyed.
We could all take lessons.
Oh my gosh, he looks like a horse. He looks like a horse.
With a
that you
feed
put some-
bag.
yeah, with a feed bag and some oats.
I got my oats.
Oh, I love this guy.
Dude, Goose is the best.
So this is beginning of 1864. So Civil War.
Civil War's just about done.
Yeah.
Civil War's done.
Yeah.
Mexico becomes its own thing on the heels of the Civil War, and so the whole point of this was determining when European culture, specifically food, originated in Mexico area, Texas area, because Maximilian the First, before he got overthrown, came over with a bunch of Europeans, specific like Germans, Austrians, who imported their culture. And once he got overthrown, there was still a giant German population that we still see today in Germany or in Texas. You know, German towns with German names where they still speak German.
Yep.
That's how we get Tejano music with polka
Mixed in.
mixed in,
Yep.
that kind of thing.
Yep, that's an interesting history.
And so it makes sense that the Glizzy showed up around the same time as the immigrants of New York. So hard to determine when its first appearance was in America.
Yep.
But around the same time as Europeans are taking over countries and being overthrown in the South to when just regular working class people are showing up in New York. So,
Interesting.
But shows up either way, becomes popular, gains popularity with the population that's already here. And then, like everything else, America just perfected it.
Oh, like everything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
like
That's a hot take, but okay.
like I said at the beginning, best slices in New York. We take everything and make it better. Made the glizzy better.
Right.
Made pizza better.
Right.
Made everything better. Made beer better.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah, it showed up here, and
We made it better.
now
So do you have-
it's synonymous. The hot dog is synonymous with everything Americana: apple pie, baseball,
4th of July.
4th of July, barbecues. There's
Yeah,
people. No one will turn down a glizzy.
Oh, that's not true. I've seen plenty of people turn down a glizzy.
Now, when does the history of the brat and the hot dog come into play? Because you have your all beef frank,
True.
and
Yeah.
then you have your pork sausage, you have your Italian sausage, you have your general bratwurst, you have your sweet bratwurst, you
Yep.
have your breakfast. There's a lot of glizzy to be had.
It's nothing like a breakfast glizzy.
You're not wrong. A good breakfast sausage is very nice.
Breakfast sausage is not a glizzy.
It's
How is it
adjacent
not?
in the
It's
family?
it's the same form.
What? No, it's not.
Some
It's just
people
sweet.
think that the corn dog is not
Wait,
a glizzy.
what? It's sweet?
A breakfast sausage is sweet.
What breakfast sausage have you been buying?
Breakfast sausage.
From
It's sweet.
where?
I,
What, do they put maple syrup crystals in it?
They do have
Yeah,
the
actually.
breakfast corn dogs.
they have some that have breakfast. They have some
The
that have maple
sausage wrapped
syrup.
in
Some that are made
pancake.
with like green apple in it that turns it a little sweet. They've got some that are
Oh, you've been shopping in Aldi.
Well,
There it is. See, that's why I asked.
Winko has it.
Is that labeled breakfast sausage?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's actually made of chicken.
there are yes.
The
then you've got
the maple.
but then you've got your chicken sausage
Yes.
too, which wild.
I think all of this is because over time, doesn't really matter where the food, which culture it's in. People are always going to experiment because
Yeah, they're adapting.
but also just like back in the day, there was nothing to do.
It's true.
So you got to get inventive with something.
Sure.
That's how we find medicine, food, inventions is out of necessity and also boredom. You know,
Yeah.
so
Yep, gotta find
sweet,
something else to do.
savory, other animals. It crosses over everything.
It does.
Yeah. We just needed a more cylindrical way to shove meat in our mouth.
It's like the first guy who discovered
did what?
Discovered milk.
Okay, no, okay. Here's the thing. Not that weird.
I mean,
No, it's not.
I'm not saying it is, but it was weird to somebody.
No, it wasn't.
And he
it
had
made
it-
Did he like
perfect sense.
stumble and
And he-
land and fall and pull on a teat and be like, oh,
Right.
Okay, hold on. One. Whenever a woman has a child, she breastfeeds that kid, right? Makes
Right.
sense. You see that. Well, when a cow has a kid, a little baby calf, what happens? It breastfeeds it or it uses its udders. So it would not be that strange for that guy to be like, oh, milk comes out of that. And then one day he's got a kid, his wife passes away because this is like the 1500s and you like look the wrong direction and you die. And then he was like, crap, I need milk. Oh, thank goodness I have that cow. Done.
Aside from the goat, what other sources of animal milk do we have?
Sheep.
yeah.
Okay, and
Got
what
got.
else? What else?
Sheep,
Like, there's
goat,
plenty of
cow.
other,
Sheep, goat, and cattle. I mean, those are our main livestock.
but
I
those
guess
are,
you could do yak,
which is a thing. Yak milk.
yak milk. What's the other one?
I mean, I don't know.
I think there's like maybe one or two more.
But there's probably
You obviously
I mean, like,
can't
those are our
squeeze the
main
milk out of
livestock.
sure,
an
but
almond, but
there was probably swamp people who had no access to cattle, no reason to be and they're not sucking on otters' tits.
Who are these swamp people? I need you to tell me more about them.
Are you talking about people in like the
there's
Everglades
people
or
in the-
whatever?
yeah, there's people in the swamp.
Yeah,
What?
backwoods people. He's talking like Appalachia and
If
or
if a redneck is like, even I'm not gonna suck on an otter's teeth.
I just don't know
Why,
why you
would
would.
it be weird to milk
don't know
a cow? Like, that's all I'm
There's
saying.
no cows in the swamp.
Yeah, you can't really
they
do a
don't.
cow.
They
in a
don't
swamp.
know about any of that.
Cow in the
They've seen a cow.
Appalachia, sure.
Oh,
Cow
I
in a
thought they didn't
swamp?
have cattle, Tony. Now they've seen a cow.
When they go to town to get Mad Dog 40, they see
Oh.
a cow.
Remember though,
they've got Mad Dog 40 but no milk.
Yeah,
but remember,
no milk.
remember though,
Mad Dog
they're,
40 is the
they're
milk
respecting the
of the
gator.
Appalachia.
They're respecting
Milk
the
of the
gators
swamp.
The swamp milk.
because they ain't gonna get gator milk.
Yeah, good luck trying to get gator milk, which
Dude, gators don't have teats.
they do eggs. But
Yeah.
we do know somebody.
Yeah.
If gators had teats,
Yes, we do.
that would be on a gator teat.
He would absolutely
Yeah.
milk a gator.
Be safe on the way to Georgia.
Yeah, shout out to Snacks.
Don't suck on gator tits.
Shout out to Snacks.
That boy. If we told him that gators had tits and gave you like green mint milk, mint chocolate milk,
Oh my
he
god.
would probably be looking. He would buy a gator immediately.
He'd finally have his gator.
Yeah. And just be like,
He'd be like, yeah, now I got to get another gator to breed it.
"Cause I just keep getting boys."
Good God Almighty.
I keep hatching these gators. They're all boys.
Where's the milk?
Sucks.
Give me the milk.
It's a boy gator.
God,
You gotta
their
respect
milk
the gator.
tastes terrible.
This wasn't part of the episode, but
Respect a gator.
since I am also gonna be the conspiracy guy for the most part,
That's true.
You don't know that.
no, but I've got some good ones.
What's your conspiracy theory?
Pizza.
You may or may not know.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Got
And
the
that doesn't mean I have to divulge all my information
Yeah,
because you
that's what
gave
I
me the
thought.
side eye.
That's what I thought.
the whole God.
You know what you did.
Hey, you don't get
can't
my
flip that on the
you
lead
don't-
tech.
You don't get my catchphrase.
I'm still counting it.
I know you.
The whole Got Milk thing, the Got Milk campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan with the
Yeah,
mustache.
Big Leche.
Yeah, Big Leche. That's a psyop
Yeah.
that we'll
Hot
go
take.
into.
I don't like milk. I never will like milk.
Like even lactose free.
Don't like it.
Not
yeah,
at
but
all.
you're lactose intolerant.
Not really.
You're
I eat-
lactose intolerant.
I eat cheese.
Intolerant.
I eat
Is a mindset.
yogurt.
With
I eat
Ethan,
a
it
whoa.
actually is.
I eat.
Well, that's not intolerant though.
That's
No,
not
no,
my
no.
point.
That's not lactose
No, you don't.
intolerant.
You
That's
don't
milk
understand this.
intolerant.
Ethan got psyoped at a young age into thinking he was lactose intolerant.
No. Okay. No. I did. I did ask.
Actively got psyoped.
Holy
I did
cow.
ask mother. Okay.
Ooh.
I asked Mother Dearest one time, and she goes, "No, you were born with soft and animal, and you were allergic to my breast milk."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So, what was coming out at the time? Lactose-free milk. It was in the 90s.
So therefore, you're lactose intolerant.
I was considered lactose intolerant.
Yep. He got psyoped into thinking he was
And
lactose intolerant.
and you've just bought in at this point.
Dude, I eat cheese all the damn time.
Right, but you still don't tolerate milk.
It doesn't sit well with me. Anytime I drink milk, I'm like, oh, this is gross.
See,
Ugh, my tummy hurts.
I still love to sit outside when it's warm after cutting the grass on the zero turn and just chugging, just sitting out there with the jug.
That sounds so terrible.
Dude, it's so good.
The film that milk creates on your mouth, that is disgusting.
and you were
That's
just throwing
great.
shade at the swamp people.
And you're over there chugging milk after mowing a hot
My
on a hot
bones
day.
can take on any swamp bones.
That's probably true.
Come and get some.
Sounds like a fight
I
there.
got all my teeth and all my bones are
my
strong as
gosh.
hell.
Well,
Let's
aren't you
not at
cool?
least put people down.
I'm not putting
God.
people down. If you want to,
No, he's firing them
People that
up.
they don't have teeth.
if you want to suck
No.
alligator titties,
That's what you just
He
said.
did, no, he did not. He said he has teeth.
yeah.
Never
In turn
commented
means
on
that
their
they
teeth.
don't have teeth.
No, it doesn't.
You don't
Yes, it
have to have
does.
teeth to be beautiful,
It's true.
All right.
but beautiful people have teeth.
It's also true. Those are not mutually exclusive facts.
Exactly. We work with somebody who
You know what?
is missing a tooth.
I'm gonna
I'm missing multiple teeth.
Yeah, but no one would ever know.
That's true.
That's true. Well, yes,
And also,
audience,
technically, I am missing teeth too.
the audience has a question.
Wisdom teeth.
Yeah.
No, she was saying
Oh,
that
she was saying that she also was missing teeth.
You're
Yeah.
missing teeth?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think her nickname at work is going to be probably Mac.
All right, Mac. I like it.
Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she wears a
She wears
headset.
she wears her big rig headset, and I thought Mac would be funny.
Yeah. Breaker.
Because I came in the other day to work. I came in the other day to the office, and they were like, "We're going to nickname her Clyde," and I was like, "That's the worst name I've ever heard." Yeah, yours is just on your head, like you are someone driving a big rig truck, and one of the great names of a big rig truck is Mac.
You don't see truck drivers driving around like they're
And
on
here's the
Rogan.
thing. Well, and here's also the thing: your name starts with an M. It's perfect.
It does. It does.
It slides a lot easier than Clyde.
Mac works.
Clyde feels like you're saying a speed. Like the word Clyde, whenever you get past the L to the Y, it's like your tongue hits a speed bump.
Yeah. It makes me think of the old Budweiser Clydesdale commercials.
Yes, that's a beautiful horse.
Great horse. He's coming back.
They're a little too big for me. They got
That
too much
makes
hair
sense.
on their feet.
I'm into it. See, exactly.
What about it?
No one. There was plenty of horses. Most people who had cattle back in the day had horses.
Okay.
Yeah, but they probably weren't drinking the horse milk.
Okay, there probably was, and we don't know about it. But that's where we get all this weird, like the Mr. Hands video. That's how that probably started.
You realize we haven't gotten one episode
I know,
without
I'm
mentioning that
sorry.
shit.
I'm tanking us real quick.
Oh my gosh, we can't even go a single episode without mentioning that just awful video.
Yeah, I rewatched it again not too long ago.
Yeah, how was
You gotta
that?
stay educated.
You know, it's like rewatching your favorite movie and you notice something every time that you don't notice before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He kept a clean barn.
I bet he did.
I think it's because he just wanted.
Dude, it was his passion project.
Because you treat a prisoner nice. That horse. It's hard to tell whether the horse had Stockholm syndrome, but at least he was happy and was in a sanitary place, which I like that for the horse.
That's fair.
R.I.P.
Ethan, you okay over there?
I'm gonna make it. Okay.
I think so.
I thought that I was gonna have to apologize for the video I posted in the group chat earlier about the Siamese twins.
Oh,
that
see, I
was
didn't even watch
so
it.
good. Oh my
I'm just
god.
glad that it tickled you.
I laughed for 5 minutes straight out loud while watching that.
Oh,
That was so
dude.
good. It's
Gross.
terrible.
I'm gonna watch it later.
It is terrible, but it was so
I
fun.
want to make you watch it right now to get your live reaction.
I mean, I can.
There
Hold
you
on.
go.
I'm gonna.
I don't think we should let the audio go on it.
No, I'm not going to. I'm gonna mute my mic, and then I'm gonna.
There's a couple of litmus tests that I have for people for
Okay.
every kind of relationship, like friends,
Hold on.
romantic relationships, and just whether I think you're going to be a cool person.
It's always good to have a good litmus test.
Usually, this video comes up. I'll show to a person after I've known them for like a year, or after we've gone, like after someone has died and we've had like a bonding real moment, And generally, there's only been one time where someone was like, "This was too much for me," and I couldn't handle it. Everyone else that I've shown it to had laughed.
Sure. It's just one of those. I don't even know how to describe this video. I don't think there's really a proper way to describe it.
No, it just takes a turn,
It's just not what you were expecting.
and yeah, it's one of those. It's going somewhere. Things are happening that
There's
you
always-
just-
yeah.
It's like watching a train wreck.
It's
and
very-
then takes a turn that just completely tears the curtain back, and you just realize this is way more jacked up than I thought it was.
Yeah.
And it was pretty jacked up as I was watching it, and it just sets it over the top.
Oh, yeah. It makes it very. It just puts into perspective a lot of things that you would think about brothers doing.
Which also, so we all have siblings.
It's true. Oh, man.
There's so much I would do for my siblings.
I'm not. I mean, I wouldn't go this far.
No, definitely not.
No.
However, it poses the question: how far will you go for your sibling?
True. How far will you go for your sibling?
I can tell where he's at by the music.
Oh yeah.
Everything about it is perfect. The music.
It just went dark for a minute. It's fine.
I think we're good. Matt can't take it.
No, she's out. She's out. This music is so good. I think that's what sold me on it. Is the music behind it.
This is where it gets good.
Just wait. Just wait.
Don't do it.
That is so good. That is so good.
What the fuck?
It's just not what you were expecting.
Oh no, I thought there was a twist coming somewhere, but I just wasn't sure when.
I love how this all started because I saw a Reddit post
I know.
about a cojoined twin that
We
had.
could just say their names.
Well,
Everyone, all
don't
of our
remember.
beloved customers know. Yes, you do.
I remember one name, Brittany, and
Yeah. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, that's plenty. Our beloved customers know exactly
all
what we're
because
talking
of that.
about. God, they got some hot takes on Twitter, huh?
No kidding.
Yeah, apparently. I was just scrolling through and I was like,
You found that on Twitter?
no, I was on Reddit.
Oh,
Yeah, no.
I was just scrolling through, just kind of.
The Clinchmeister on Twitter, I could never imagine.
I tried for a very short time.
Yeah.
Too much porn.
I don't remember. I just didn't like it.
That's why I've never gotten a Twitter. Too much porn.
They didn't give me porn, which I'm
That's
glad
good.
for. I'm not complaining about. I just get a whole bunch of keying Tesla videos
Oh, wow.
I just was never good at.
Yeah.
I
Wouldn't
always
have
thought
expected
that
that
I'd
for
be
you.
a good
Yeah.
poster.
because I'm a Tesla fan.
You thought you'd be a good poster?
Like I would be just the guy that's like, oh, live tweeting my life, just doing my thing.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, this is really annoying.
Wow. Okay.
Why do I care about putting this for everybody to read?
Yeah, that's fair.
This is dumb. And I
It
felt
is.
the same way about Instagram. Like I did that for a little while and I thought it was cool. And then I got to a point, I think I was close to being married or whatever. And I was like, I don't need this anymore.
Yeah.
I just kept scrolling.
I feel like now, because we're influencers, we're entrepreneurs,
Oh, we're 1,000%
we're
entrepreneurs.
CEOs.
I am not an influencer.
No, I'm not a
Do
CEO.
not base your
Got that-
life off of what I
Got
do.
that big boy bio.
No,
Unless-
I'm a CAO, Chief Apparitions Officer.
Yeah.
That is
Exactly.
absolutely true.
Apparitions. Unless you're an influencer.
Shout
of
out to
some
all of our
kinds,
ghost listeners.
I'm the CC.
They're more present. They're
Actually-
with us now.
We could probably call them the deadbeats. One guy just shit his pants, just so you know.
I'm the CCO, the Chief Clinch Officer.
God,
That's a good one.
that is good.
But unless you're have some reason, like a CEO or influencer, or promoting your OnlyFans,
There's no point.
there's no
Yeah.
point. Anonymity has such a bigger, at least for me, and I think people in our age bracket who are just putting their head to the grindstone and getting it done. There's more attraction in anonymity and being an egg emoji icon and just seeing what's going on in the world to stay informed, but to just
What is the egg emoji?
the old egg emoji icon on Twitter, that was like, if you didn't have your profile picture, that was like the baseline picture that they would give you.
I had no idea.
That was like way back. That was like pre-Elon,
Got it.
back in the day.
Makes sense.
I don't know what your default picture is now on Twitter. But it used to be the.
It's probably a fake robot or something.
But that's how you used to be able to tell what the bot accounts was the egg pictures.
Yeah.
You know.
True.
You can't tell anymore. You just can't.
Well, now it's a Russian egg.
Yeah.
It's
What?
a Russian egg.
Why
Yeah.
are they doing that now?
Well, I mean, that's.
Is that just like a joke, or am I
No.
just thick in the head? Or
No,
what?
it's a joke, but also like it's the Chinese eggs too. It's the eggs with the slanted eyes.
Yeah.
Hey,
The
there's a really great.
eggs.
Speaking of Chinese eyes, there's a really great album by the lead guitarist of The Who.
Yeah.
His name is Pete Townsend,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and it's called "All the Best Cowboys Have Chinese Eyes."
Oh.
Dude, have
It's
you
a
seen
great album.
Have you seen the Chinese influencers by Mac?
See you, Mac.
Bye, Mac.
It's popping at the Loves.
Screw loves.
Hot take.
Yeah.
I can
As
take
someone who
I can
drives
take
a
it or
big
leave
rig,
it. I can take it or leave it.
As someone who drives a big rig, loves, you know what you did. You suck.
Yeesh.
I'm kidding. You don't actually suck. You just don't really work well for what we do particularly. So,
You just know what you did.
It's strictly business.
Gooseman, do not try and get up on that island. You just lay back down there, big boy.
But I want to.
But Dad, I'll find Dad. I'll lay down.
I want to be near Mr. Tony.
Have you seen the
He does want to be near Mr. Tony.
I'm always with you.
I'm here
Somewhere. Have you seen the Chinese influencers that are in China, like deep in China, with the
Yes.
hats and everything?
Yeah, that do the weird kung fu cooking videos?
No. That do the country music.
Yes, I have actually. They're awesome.
They're playing old school country like George Strait, Brooks and Dunn, Waylon on like the 2-string thing.
Yeah.
And they're good. And they're singing in English and it's good. They still got the Chinese twang, but
That's going to be the new twang.
but it's good. Like I
It's
like
going to be
it.
the Chinese twang.
There's also a honky tonk in China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's wild to me that like Asian cultures have actually taken on, like there are certain sects of people that will take on whatever culture that America does and like really, really do it.
Yep.
Like the whole like the drift culture or the Jinko Jean culture
Yeah.
or the big back culture.
No, there's
every country has their
there's
own
no
version
big
of big
backs.
bags.
There's no big backs in Asia.
That's true. Their bodies can't take it.
Sumos.
Okay, you got me there.
And there's and it's probably mostly criminals who
Look,
have
here's the
access
deal.
to.
Shohei Ohtani's like the biggest Japanese person that's like ever existed.
Yeah, but I mean, he's probably on the juice.
I don't know who that is.
He actually isn't. No, you can look at the, no. I mean, like just stature wise. I mean, the guy's like 6'7".
Okay, but juice back in the '90s is different from the juice now. Like he's probably on like TRT, which is technically the juice, BCP 175 juice technically, but it's not like the hardcore stuff like Barry Bonds was doing.
That Ronnie was doing.
Yeah, that Ronnie was doing.
That I'm gonna lose my legs.
Z-ball.
Yeah.
Just basic stuff.
Just
Shout
the
out
basic
Ronnie.
stuff.
Dude, shout out Ronnie. Good dude.
Ugh. Dude, that would be a dream. Sometimes I dream about that in the gym of just what would it be like if you walked into this Planet Fitness.
Oh, dude.
Just crush. And they would probably still not let him in because he doesn't have a membership and not know who he is. Bunch of beard necks. Not knowing who Ronnie
Wow,
is.
you hate Planet Fitness, huh?
Not just Planet Fitness. Don't feel called out, but they have their own reasons for being called out.
Do they know what
people who
Do
work
they know
at
what they did?
No, they don't. That's the bad part. People, I can't abide people who don't know what they did and
true.
did it. But most gym desk workers are either gearheads and muscleheads that are just trying to get a free membership and get paid $7 an hour, or have no business being a gym.
Yeah.
That's just my observation.
I feel like the check-in person should always be somebody that isn't trying. They're just there for the job. They're
check-in
just there to
person
check
is
people in.
check-in person is one thing.
Like
but
they're not trying to work out. I should have finished my statement.
Yeah, no,
they're not
I
trying
knew
to
where
work
you were
out.
going.
They're not trying at all.
They're just there to check you in.
They're waiting for
They're
Walmart
there to be
hire.
the pretty face or the nice person that
But-
says hi, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
Tim, we've been looking at your resume. We love it. You're a great hire. Here's the problem. We actually have a weight limit that you have to meet a minimum of 300 pounds before we'll hire you. And you being at 175 just isn't going to cut it. So
Well, I'm not saying that.
kind of sounded like you were.
All I was trying to say was if, based off of what Tony's saying, if the whole idea is that they're just gearheads or trying to get the free membership or whatever so they can get their workout on, I feel like if you got somebody that is just going to be the college student that's going to sit up there and they can do their homework, or even the high school student,
Sure.
because I worked at a gym in high school,
Sure.
you check them in, give them whatever. Here's your card, sign them up for a membership, tell them about whatever it is, leave it at that. It's a basic entry level job. It gets you from point A to point B so you can earn some cash on the side and just go on.
You weren't trying to get yacked while you worked?
Bro, no, because I was folding towels.
Bro, I would have loved to have seen yacked high school Ethan.
I was toned.
I mean,
I
no,
will
I'm
tell you
talking
that.
like yacked high school Ethan.
I couldn't put on weight.
Well,
that was
'cause
the
you weren't
problem.
trying to get yacked.
He would
I
probably
couldn't-
wind
no,
up
I
looking
did.
like one of the
With the
Barr
amount
brothers.
of peanut butter you could eat in a day, you could have gained weight.
I could not gain weight.
You just need to chug
I
milk.
tried. I tried to do.
You were missing
Shut
the
up.
milk.
I was
That's
missing
that's
the
what you were
fucking-
missing.
You're right.
Dude, all you needed to do was eat peanut butter, glizzies, and milk, and you were there.
I was missing
Hell
my
yeah.
vitamin D.
That your thing about entry level job and being the checking guy is fine.
Yeah.
I would be okay with that. But usually, what you wind up seeing, again, this is just from my observations because I've been around plenty of gyms.
It's true.
Is that check-in person is usually most of the check-in people are also the personal trainers that they offer
true.
at the gym. So if you get some kid who doesn't know anything and can't curl 15-pound dumbbells, what are we doing?
Yeah, the personal trainer thing is cool because it that's what draws the person who's trying to lose weight or trying to get back on a diet or
Yeah.
change up whatever they're doing. It gets them back in because you're definitely going to have a high turnover rate if you got somebody that's just just the college kid or the high school kid just getting the part-time job or whatever.
Remind
Yeah.
me to tell y'all off camera, I do have a plan, like my own gym plan. It's still in infancy talk.
Oh, you're going to start your own gym. Oh, no, you've told me about this.
No, this is new.
Oh,
This
this
is
is
a new thing.
not the Minister of Iron.
It's the Minister of Iron.
Oh, okay, yeah, you told me about it already.
Yeah.
You can tell me later.
Yeah,
it's
we'll need
fine.
to tell you later.
I just had a sudden realization that today is the end of the week.
Yeah.
I've been
How
looking
you
forward
feeling?
to it all week.
How you feeling, E?
How honest of an answer do you want right now?
As honest as you can be. As honest as you want to be with our beloved customers. As honest as you were that one time with that lady that then you came back and you were like, I'm never going to her house again because I overshared.
Yes,
That honest.
that honest.
Okay.
Which honestly is maybe one of the funnest reactions we've ever had to someone going to someone's house in our job.
Yeah. It's like I said too much. I can't go back there.
I could never return.
Okay, so I'll put it on a declension scale.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah. What's it on the clench scale?
I think on the clench scale it's been like a 1, which is really good.
That's great for
That's
you.
really great for me.
Just like minor clinch.
yeah, very very minor clench. I think
Barely a pinch.
yeah.
Hold on one sec.
I
You can keep
think
going.
on the emotional scale, I think it's been like a 6 or 7. It's been a long week for me. I've been learning a lot about myself.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to. I'm relearning myself recently, which isn't good, but it's not bad. So I'm not like upset that I'm relearning myself.
Sure.
Excuse me.
It's
I
never
just
easy.
got a lot going on,
Yeah.
and a lot of it is on me. Yeah, a lot of it's on me. Like customers, I have a hard time of letting go of things.
Mm.
And especially when it comes to the emotional side of things, that's even harder for me to let go. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of learning to let that be what it is, let the emotions be the emotions, and then not necessarily move forward, because I don't think you can move forward from some emotions. I think you have to just move in step. I don't know the right way to do any of this, so it's just kind of learning. But
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
yeah.
But yeah, now you get a nice weekend of decompression.
Yeah, I want to mow the lawn, but
Not sure
No.
if it's going to happen this weekend.
Mr. Goose, hey,
Oh, Goose.
Harold
Well,
Goose. Okay.
I got it.
Anyway, it's really funny. He's like, because he's a hound, he's literally just taking this stuff and just going, and then he finds the piece that he wants and runs away, and you're like, okay, that was cool.
Oh, he brought it right back after he swallowed it.
Well, I don't even think he's swallowing it. I think he's literally treating it like he is attacking some animal.
Nah, he's chomping.
Oh,
We're good.
gross.
I've been looking forward to this all week.
Yeah. I mean, this is a great for me. If I think I figured it out the last time that we recorded or whatever, we tried to record.
Yeah.
Like we left because we had our technical issues. I was like, fucking pissed. Fucking pissed that we can't sit down and talk. I want to hear what's going on. I wanted to
China.
China. I was mad. I was really mad when I got home. I go, I can't. I was like, what am I? I'm actually mad about this. Wow.
It didn't feel directed towards any of us because it wasn't
No.
technically anybody's fault, but it was reminiscent of the few times that I'd been stood up on a date.
Oh, dude, it was nuts. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the same exact feeling.
It was
like,
the left on red
Come
feeling.
on, man, let's do this.
I had been ghosted.
It was terrible. Thanks, China.
China ghosted us.
Shout out to China.
We're gonna get so many hate messages about why are you hating on China? Why do you hate China?
Well, we're not going to be able to read them.
Yeah, that's true.
True.
I don't read chopstick.
Good Lord.
Mark that. That was
Sorry.
That was
Sorry.
no. I'm marking that for a good thing. That's our short
First clip.
That's Tony's first clip.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Read
man.
that.
I'm going to get a whole lot of comments that I can read. Oh, boy.
Oh my God. Yeah. No, I felt terrible last week whenever the stuff didn't work. Mostly because it was on my computer for not working. But I mean, it was one of those things like I just hadn't encountered any of these issues yet.
No,
with it,
yeah. The other
you know?
the other thing that I felt that was, and sometimes
Did you get some?
because this
No.
is such a new thing for us.
Yeah.
Whenever you're a kid, and you tell your parents, you're like, hey, I want to get this new toy. And it's like specifically a new toy that like
Yeah.
just came out.
Yeah.
And your friend has it, like when Xbox came out.
Yeah.
And you're telling your parents, you're like, man,
I really want an Xbox.
I really want an Xbox. I want my friend's got an Xbox.
Dad, I got to land Halo.
I can do this thing. I want to do this, yada yada. And it's like, it seems really cool.
Yeah.
But then you get that moment where your parents are like, man, can't you just go back to doing what we used to do as kids? Just go
Yep.
play outside.
Yep.
And it's like that's kind of the feeling with this new thing that we're doing. It's like
Oh,
why
yeah.
are you sitting around a camera talking about things and yada yada? It's like, well, why can't you just sit around the table and talk about it with your wife or with whoever? It's like I don't know. I mean, what you want me to
"Dad."
go to a bar and what do you want me to do here?
Why can't you understand my passions?
This isn't a phase, Mom.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird that this is the feeling. It's like it's such a new thing, but it's also such a. There is a large part of it that feels very normal.
Yeah, no, that I would say is the strangest thing that I have experienced so far is that this has felt incredibly normal for me.
Yes.
That like for me personally, this has been a very easy experience.
Yeah.
I find myself wanting to look at the camera a lot.
Same, and I try not to.
I don't. I feel like I don't look enough.
The
Well,
camera,
but-
and the way that I'm looking at the camera is not looking at the camera. I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah, you're looking at the monitor.
I'm like, what am I doing
It's
over
the
there?
FaceTime
Oh,
thing.
yeah. Okay, go back.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, this has been a very interesting experience for us so far. I'm excited to have Snacks here with us at some point if he ever does actually join the podcast.
I have 100% confidence he will not be joining us again.
Dude, I hope that we get to clip that too, and
Just
you
that
know.
short bit.
Yeah.
I have 100% confidence.
yeah, so that way then we can show it to him at some point whenever he's like a regular feature here.
That's going to be a bit
That's
that
totally
leads to an eventual punishment for somebody.
That's true. That's
Okay.
true. I've been thinking of a lot of we need to. So our beloved customers will hopefully help us out coming up with competitions between us, so we can start putting out some punishment videos. You know, like us doing ASMR or karaoke or
watching cringe movies.
watching cringe movies with you. Those kinds of things. It'll be more of a live stream event kind of a deal, but you know,
Oh, the live stream.
yeah.
Just know, I don't care. I don't want to know.
Dude, why
I
don't you
don't
want
want
to
to pay
play?
attention.
Why don't you want to play?
If you can handle two of us, you're a real man.
That's
here's,
true.
Here's the deal.
That's true. If you can handle two, Tony, you're a real man.
And yes, I mean like that.
You can't steal my bit.
Another guy shat his pants.
Dude, that guy absolutely shat his pants, but out of anger.
Yeah.
This is a real human.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that's an okay question
Yeah.
to ask now.
Yeah.
There's no wrong questions.
No, there are some wrong questions. Like, why would swamp people not milk an otter?
Well,
That's a wrong question. You're not asking the right question.
no, I posed the right question.
No, you're asking the wrong question.
How did they do it? Is
What
the
was
right
the-
question.
The right question? Why weren't swamp people trying to milk swamp trees?
Well, they do that.
Exactly.
Case in point, previous episode.
That's true.
We went over this.
That's true. They do milk swamp trees
Clip
with
that. Y'all are up to
honeybees.
speed now.
Why don't we play a little game?
Okay.
Nice.
So this game is called Just the Stats. Y'all will be working together today.
Cool.
Okay.
So here's how Just the Stats works. I'm going to give you stats on something. It could be a person, a place, or a thing. Then from those stats, I'm going to expect you to guess. I will refer to myself as the thing. So if I was
Okay.
going
Yeah.
to,
Yeah. Like
if I was
am
going to give you
this.
the stats on my dog, I would say I am 30 inches long from the base of my neck to the base of my bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I stand approximately 12 and a half inches tall, and I am three
really?
colors. Yeah.
He's
12
really
and-
12 and a half inches tall.
yeah.
Wow.
He is short.
Short king.
Shout out Basset Hounds. Short but long.
Guess I'm a basset hound. Sorry.
Tisket a tasket, a basset hound basket.
Yeah. It was too easy.
Did that make you feel good?
Yeah.
That's good.
I'm glad he feels
Anyways,
good.
so here's the deal.
Okay.
So, I am something.
Okay.
Now, as far as my stats go, I lived on average about 50 to 70 years. My current population at the moment is about 1.06 million. I prefer water, but also sometimes I am on the land. I have a top speed of about 30 miles an hour on land. Any guesses?
Are you a reptile?
Any guesses?
Are you a gator?
Hold on. So he's leaning. So I'm leaning towards it's like a people group.
Do we only get one guess? Did I just blow my guess?
You only get one guess.
Okay.
We'll give you two guesses this time if you need to change it.
Okay.
So I feel like I'm leaning towards a people group because he said average age is 50 to 70.
Yeah.
Now I know that our death rate is a little bit different now, but 50 to 70 sounds pretty
But
normal for
water
humans.
and land.
Well, yeah. We have people who live on houseboats,
1.5 million.
and we're 30 miles an hour on land.
Yeah.
How fast is Usain Bolt?
30 miles an hour.
But that's not the average.
You said it was average?
I said my top speed on land's about 30 miles an hour.
Okay.
Top speed. So that could very well be one person.
Could be.
It could, but that's...
He did not say that 30 miles an hour
How many
is with
people are
roller
in
skates
Jamaica?
or if
Is
he's
it
running.
1.5 million.
How many Jamaicans are there?
I feel like I'm
They
running
all
towards.
run 30 miles an hour. Dude, they don't have cars in Jamaica. They just run.
I'm leaning towards people.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my guess is people.
I feel like people, you may be right, but it won't be specific enough.
Oh, your guess is just people.
That's a pretty...
Humans? I don't know.
God, that is not specific enough. Meh, wrong.
Okay.
You get one more guess just because it's the first time we played this. Here, let me give you another guess. I cannot
stat.
survive long periods of time in salt water.
See, yeah.
Okay, not humans.
Yeah. Salt water.
Well, I mean, humans can't survive a long time in salt water. Just look at the Titanic.
Yeah,
Salt.
that's what I
yeah,
said.
Salt
Yeah.
wasn't
You
the
said
main
you
factor.
Can't, right?
I can't.
Yeah. Okay. But not specific enough. So
Salt wasn't the main
People is
problem.
just not specific enough. I'm not going to give you stats on just block people.
I said humans, but
Oh, I'm sorry. Humans?
Because not all humans are people.
Wait, what? We're going to unpack that later.
Salt water.
50 to 70. Average speed on land is 30. Sometimes I
What
like
was-
water.
What was the
Sometimes
pop?
I like
1.5 million?
1.06 million.
0.6.
0.06.
Okay.
More specific than humans.
Well, yeah, I'm giving you the stats.
I was going to say, okay, this is my second guess.
Yeah.
After the 30 miles an hour
Uh-huh.
comment, I was going to say Jamaicans, but I'm going to say Puerto Ricans.
Puerto Ricans. Ooh. That's a good guess.
That's a good guess.
No, it is not Puerto Ricans.
Okay.
Do you want some more stats?
Yeah, I like
Okay.
more stats.
I want all the stats before a guess.
Here's a fun stat. Depending on how cold or warm it is when I come into existence determines if I am boy or girl.
Definitely Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, he's just
There you
he's
go.
not Puerto Ricans. Okay.
I have an omnivoric diet if need be, but I prefer to eat just meat. I'm not a big back.
Dang.
I also care for my young.
This is so fucking broad that it just makes me think humans again.
I really enjoy digging holes. Sometimes I even hang out in them.
Okay, I'm leaning a little bit one way now.
Okay, okay.
I probably am wrong, and this is okay that I'm wrong.
Uh-huh.
Groundhogs.
No, that is a good guess. Tony gets one more guess.
I'm going to say,
It's got to be animal oriented now.
yeah.
The way he talks about it, it could be, or like I like to dig
I am
holes.
the loudest of my group.
Gosh.
Loudest
I am
of
the
your group.
loudest of my group.
I wouldn't.
Meerkat, maybe.
I had a guess, but the loud thing completely shook everything.
Okay, meerkats aren't really that loud.
Well,
It's gotta be some
compared-
sort
Shout out to
compared
Meerkat Manor.
Yeah. Oh, such
That
a
was
great
the show.
That was the show.
I never watched it.
That sounds about right. Ethan had better things to do than watch meerkats almost die.
I probably was outside.
Not watch Meerkat Manor and not drink milk.
Yep,
Dude, him and I basically had the opposite childhood.
it's true. It's true. I was outside all the time.
I know.
Allegedly.
I know it's wrong, but I'm gonna say.
These
That's
could
what
be
I
false
remember.
memories.
That's what I remember.
I'm gonna say platypus.
Another good guess. You actually originally had it and then gave up on that answer.
Oh,
it was the gator.
Come on.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Yeah.
I allowed you the chance to lock it in,
Dude.
hoping you would back off.
I got insecure.
You did. You got answer insecurity.
It's because
Gators
I
run at
didn't have-
30 miles
Dude,
an hour.
and then, oh, yeah.
the 30 mile an hour thing was why I chose gator.
Yeah, gators are fast.
I had no idea.
The number, the
I gotta get a
1.06 million
stand.
made me think.
I'm going to have to get one of them swing stands. This is annoying the shit out of me.
Okay, you
This-
should do that. Well, why are you moving it around so much?
Because I'm finicky.
Well, then just hold the base of it and move the
It's
base.
probably the muff that's messing you up.
It is the muff.
It's not the muff.
You're not a muff man.
I'm just
He's not
finicky.
a muff man.
I'm just finicky, boys. I'm just finicky.
No, I get it. I love the muff.
There's nothing behind why I'm doing it. It's just being finicky.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's just finding your
So yeah, it
stride.
was gators.
God damn.
Do you know also that they will go through about 3,000 teeth in their lifetime?
No way.
Yeah, dude.
I thought they
Okay,
never
but the
lost
other
their
crazy
teeth.
part,
No, they
there's
lose them all the time.
1.06
That's crazy.
million of them.
Yeah.
That's exactly the population thing is what threw me off.
I was going towards okay, I don't know how many people are in America because I just don't know. But
Close to like a couple billion.
oh, okay.
I don't think it's that many. I think it's like 345 million.
Yeah, actually, yeah, I think that might be more accurate.
I
But
don't
it's
know. I'll
that
use a little
number
Google here.
it never made sense to me
Yeah,
because we just seem so much bigger. There's a lot of dead spaces.
we had a lot of land mass.
Yeah,
It's true. We do have a lot of dead spaces.
they're all in Austin.
I don't think they're all in Austin.
There's a lot of them in Austin.
You think?
What'd you get?
Oh,
There are 340.1 million people in America
I gave us an extra 5.
as of 2024.
Still, but see, that's going off the census, and I think the number is higher, not billion higher, but higher than that.
What
It's-
about Russia?
It's probably closer to 4 for us in reality. Russia is probably less, like
143.8.
yeah,
So more.
because they're all mostly in the eastern or the western part of the country.
Yeah.
Now, last year we had 339.1 million people in America.
Let's see.
That's a jump.
Yeah. Mexico has 129.7 million.
Check those numbers against each other.
How many are in Canada?
Mm,
3.
There's more than 3 people in Canada. There's got to be.
40.1 million.
Really? That's all that Canada is?
Colombia, 52.32 million.
Wow, they're smaller than Colombia.
I'd be interested to know the bear per capita
Oh, yeah.
in Canada, like bear to person ratio
Yeah, Google bear to person ratio in Canada.
is probably wild.
It's got to be like 3 people to every 1 bear.
Which people would still
Which
think
theoretically, if the Bears united, they could take out Canada.
we need to. Well, okay, so you remember Cocaine Bear?
Yeah.
No, never watched
Dude,
it.
we team up with Colombia, start just cocaining Canada.
MK Ultra the Bears.
Huh. Okay, so we have to find Bear Manson.
Bear Manson. It's like Trans Frank, but with bears.
It's trans fan with bears. Wait, so the bear needs to be trans too?
Not necessarily, but you do a lot of things when you're altered mindset.
I think we just need to find the Bear Manson.
There's a theory
We
that
need to
Manson
find
was
a-
trans.
Oh, really? Huh. He
Hard to
sure
say.
liked the women's.
To use them,
He sure liked the women's.
having them around, doing his bidding, because technically he never did anything.
Well, that's true. He didn't.
Yeah,
His hands were never technically on anything,
exactly.
except probably Sean Connery to a couple of those women, if I had to guess. But it's neither here
No,
nor
you
there.
save that for that's pimping 101. You save that for you contract that workout. You don't ever put your hands on nothing.
So there's not really a ratio.
Okay.
They don't.
Well, did
Every
they?
time that I look at it, it says there's not really this. There's not this. It says that the male population,
Okay, male bears.
no, male Males. Male
Oh,
humans.
men.
Male Homo sapiens.
Men.
19.73 million in Canada.
Okay. How many bears are there in Canada?
Sorry. Reloading.
It's okay.
19 million.
Canada is home to an estimated
Yeah, that makes sense.
380,000 black bears,
Okay.
26 to 29,000 grizzly,
Okay.
and around 16,000 polar.
Okay, so like half a million bears.
Yes.
So 19.
So 19.73 million males
Okay.
to 500,000. So 500,000.
So the population in Canada is like 40, though. 40 million.
40.1.
Okay,
Yes.
so we'll just call it 40 million, and you got half a million bears.
Yeah. With half
so
of that,
then
half
would
of that
be
population.
20 people per bear.
There's probably groups of 20.
No, it's 200 people per bear.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
It's got to be,
200
right?
Bear, 200 people just going raw dog
Okay.
with a bear.
Could
probably
sorry.
get it
I might
done.
not be mathing this right.
It's okay, so it's
You have
20,000.
half a million, and I need to get to 40 million. So
20,000,
80,
20 million. Over.
0, 0, 0. Yeah, no, it's like 80 people per bear.
80 people's tricky. I don't know if 80 people can take on a bear
Dude, 80 people could kill a bear.
barehanded.
Yeah.
There's
The
not going to
bear's
be
going
80
to get tired.
but there's not going to be 80 people left standing. I think probably
Oh, no. Yeah, no, I didn't think that.
20 to 30 might be standing.
It's
And they'll be
true.
roughed up.
So you're
Oh,
giving
yeah.
you're giving them a 40% chance of living.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, as a regular adult male, I feel like the biggest animal that I can fight barehanded and win and still survive, like have a pretty high chance of survival is a bobcat.
I don't know if I could take a bobcat.
Dude, no, I'm getting fucked up by the bobcat. There's no doubt about that. But I will win.
Yeah, I don't know if I would win.
There
I
was a
think you
guy. Apparently, there was a guy. Joe Rogan saw a video of a guy that was running in the woods, got followed and attacked by a bobcat, and he smothered that fucker.
Yeah, bobcats
Just-
aren't like huge.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
wild.
You are going to get fucked up by the bobcat,
Sure.
but like I think you could win.
I never had cats as a kid.
Yeah.
I'm not a cat person, but you always see people wrestling their domestic cats, and they just the wriggling is what you gotta struggle with the most.
It's true.
Getting the grip. The grip is gonna be a problem.
Well, I'm thinking that you hit them with the toss or the stomp.
If you can get a good grip and you hit them with the toss,
You don't even need to get that good of a grip. You just got to kind of like grab some fur and throw up.
Yeah.
Because then the toss turns into the drop.
Yeah.
But see, the thing about it is, obviously, cat land on feet. Thing about it is, though, you prepare for as it lands, hit them with the stomp.
Yeah.
I feel like the neck of a cat,
Yeah.
because it's so wriggly, is like the neck of a chicken.
Oh, okay.
It's so movable enough, or like
Squishy.
brittle, squishy, that like you give it enough of a shake, you may be breaking neck.
Well, I thought
Maybe.
because they're so squishy and not rigid that it would be more difficult than breaking a more rigid neck. You know,
That's a good point.
I don't know for sure, but that I would think.
I think I was going off of like the movement that the neck of a chicken does
Sure.
and the neck of a cat does, because I'm assuming.
Right.
I have no idea.
You might be right.
I have a very hot take on cats, and
Ooh.
I don't
Yeah.
really want to share it because
Hey,
I
it's
don't want
okay.
to lose those people.
No,
but
it's okay. We already have mentioned the Roman Empire. We don't have any female fans.
I don't like cats. I think cats are the devil. I think they're terrible. Cats around babies is a terrible idea because they carry other diseases.
Okay, that's actually valid.
It's a true thing. Like, they actually ask you in the hospital, do you have a cat?
Yeah.
And if you say yes,
They won't let
then
you go home.
They won't let you go home. They want you to sequester the cat into a room
Oh.
because of the dander that comes off of a cat, and the poop and the smell that comes from cat poop if it poops inside.
The baby wants to eat it.
Well, yes,
Oh,
but
okay.
more so that it can
literally.
cause the baby to get sick.
Oh. All right. Well, you heard that here first, folks.
Now, I might be wrong about how that works, But a dog's dander is different than a cat's dander.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's
That makes
how
sense.
that's
In
how
the
cat
baby.
ladies get started, is because there were cats somewhere around them as a baby, and that's what turns them crazy
I know nothing about that,
and
but
gives
I'll
them,
go
and gives
with
them
it.
blue hair.
Hey, you leave blue hair alone.
Blue hair is great,
Yeah,
but it comes with a stigma,
I guess it does.
and it's not
Blue-haired
always
girls
correct.
do always lose.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
I know one that didn't.
That's true, but she didn't start with blue hair when I met her.
No,
true.
she did not. She had black hair.
It's true.
She came out on
Was
top.
it black?
She did. Black or brown, one of the two. Like
think it
really
was
dark
black.
brown or black.
Yeah, I think it was black.
She was pregnant.
That's
Did I
a
tell you about
wild
that?
story.
Yes. Yeah.
She was not pregnant.
No, she was
She
not
just smoked
pregnant.
cigarettes sometimes.
She just smoked cigarettes and then it made her sick.
You know,
And
it's
I
actually
always was
really
like,
funny.
Oh yeah, maybe she's
When
pregnant.
I look back at that entire courtship, it is basically Scott Pilgrim versus the world,
Bro.
But I
Did
just
you
didn't
really
have,
have
to.
that?
I didn't have to fight her evil exes, but like she is almost Ramona Flowers.
Dude. I can see that.
Okay,
It's kind of great.
okay.
They call
So,
cigarettes
yeah.
the birth control of the swamp.
I don't think they do.
Interesting.
No,
is.
dude. No, dude. No, it's not the birth control of the swamp.
No,
No.
there's something else that's the birth control.
Yeah,
of the swamp.
but it's it's indicative.
No, dude.
no
Cigarettes are
monster.
Cigarettes are the amuse bouche of the swamp.
Yeah, well,
Monster
you know,
energy drinks. That's the
the white monster.
Bro, you see a girl smoking a cigarette and you know she's ready to go
shout out
home and
Theo
kiss.
Vaughn.
Yes, white monster. You do see some bros buying that, and you know what they're
You're
up
going
to.
home. You know what you're doing at home.
Kyle, you know what you did. I wish you'd leave Cheyenne alone.
Come on, man.
She
She
need
didn't
all
deserve that.
She
She
hope
made
she's
you
okay.
a grilled cheese, bro.
Bro, she didn't make him a grilled cheese.
grilled cheese with white monster kind of slaps.
She made a nice shrimp gumbo.
Money to
That dead money dip.
What? Go on, put the butter down now. Dude,
That guy's funny. Have you seen the guy with the pit vipers?
Cajuns aren't real people.
They're just,
Dude, they're part of a simulation.
you know what?
You could
The ca-
probably have one as a pet and not legal license.
Dude, I would love to have a best Cajun friend.
A pet Cajun?
I mean, we do.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we have a style of a Cajun.
No. He's not even close to
It's
Cajun.
a stretch. He has Cajun type behavior.
No, he's
like
just
it's
from-
a,
Yes,
it's
that's
a,
where I'm going.
No.
The behavior.
Okay, yes. Cajun is adjacent to Deep South, but he's not Cajun.
No.
He's not close to
just because
Cajun.
he likes gators.
yeah,
He's-
just because he
no,
wants
not
to
him.
breed gators.
Oh no, not him.
Oh, are you thinking the bald man?
I'm thinking the bald man. I'm thinking
No.
old lefty.
Nah, he's too
Oh,
refined.
old
I'm
lefty.
thinking old lefty.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, no, he is
Old
Cajun
lefty
adjacent.
is
Really?
Cajun adjacent.
Really?
Oh,
He is the
yeah.
most degen of all degens.
Like,
No, he's
Wow.
not that,
No,
but
not
he
that
does
bad,
do a great Peterbilt impersonation.
oh dude,
so wait, is he adjacent or is he like adopted?
No, it's
Cajun.
like Arkansas.
Okay.
Arkansas.
Is that where he originates?
That
Yes.
is where Old Lefty originates from.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
It does, doesn't it?
Oh my
He
god.
is pretty Cajun adjacent.
That explains so much.
It does, doesn't it?
Wow.
I'm hoping to go see him this
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah.
in July.
You have to.
Yeah.
I
You
want
gonna
to.
kiss him on the mouth?
I don't know about the mouth.
Oh, okay.
At least in the ear.
Selfish lover.
Lefty of all, even though he might be Cajun adjacent, he doesn't seem like the kind of person who's
Just
a
ask him
selfish
to
lover.
imitate a Peterbilt. You'll be like, yeah, this guy's Cajun.
We should call him.
Oh,
I mean, if you want to call him right now.
No, not. I'd have to prepare him for it. He's probably still doing something with his kid.
Lame. I know. I mean, I can send him the
What-
link if he's got a webcam and
Yo,
a computer.
Yo,
He can be on whenever he wants. That guy's got an open invite,
That's true.
straight up.
playing with the little crawdad.
I'm gonna call him right now.
All right. In the meantime,
I can't. Man, that makes so much sense.
all right, Tony. She's perfect in every way,
Yeah.
but She's aggressively Cajun. Now, hold on.
Okay.
She has a pet name for you.
Oh.
She calls you her little shrimp biscuit.
In the accent.
Oh, yeah. I can't do the accent, or else I would.
Oh, come on, my little shrimp biscuit.
Yeah, my little shrimp biscuit. Yeah.
Does she have all her teeth?
She's got most of them up front. She's missing some in the back.
You said perfect in every way. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have a request of you. If not, text me later.
Wow. Yeah, we called him. Nice.
We'll get it.
Oh, misfire.
We'll get him next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should actually like set that up.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Good one.
I mean, he is on his computer all the time, so
Yeah.
it would be one of those we could get him on and
Pretty
he would-
easy setup. Does
Yeah.
he work from home on his computer?
Yeah, so he works for some financial company out of Dallas or something like that, and he'll come once every 6 to 8 months to do some training down here. But he even asked him when they were thinking about moving up to Wyoming. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna ask him to see if that's cool if we move up there." And they go, "Yeah, sure. Yeah, you got your laptop. You might have to come down a couple times, but yeah, go for it.
No.
We don't care where you live. You just gotta be online when we're online and work and meet requirements."
Must be nice.
Yeah, I've always thought about, okay, what would I do if I had a remote job?
Yeah.
What would I do?
Look, if y'all can figure out the drone thing for our job, have at it.
I'm not doing that. There is
That would be sick.
there
It's
is
so
such,
funny.
for me.
Be like
there
War of
is
the Worlds.
Could
there's
you
such a
imagine
knack.
trying to drone talk to somebody through their Ring camera?
No, you can't go through the ring. They gotta have an app.
So here's inspections.
Because here's my. Oh, you never answered my one weird thing.
Oh yeah.
No, I did. I'd say yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair.
Perfect in every way, but
She's hella Cajun and calls you her little shrimp biscuit.
she can pour out Cajun butter.
That
on
was
me.
no go for our hero of the coast.
Oh yeah. What?
Yeah, that was a no go.
He got nicknamed that?
No, I asked him. I was like, "What if you meet a nice little Cajun princess who calls you her little shrimp biscuit?" And he was like, "No."
Okay, it's not surprising that he would say no.
True.
But he's not. Of course, he's gonna say no to that.
Well, yeah.
Because despite all these,
Just for the record, Ethan's not a selfish lover. This is just one of my running bits.
I was gonna let it ride.
Yeah.
I was gonna keep going with it and
Oh,
just
I know.
do this the whole time.
I know. No, yeah.
dude,
Dude, that mic's really bothering you.
Just a fiddly guy.
Holy
I'm
shit.
gonna do the same
yeah,
thing
we're
when I
gonna have
move
to.
it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to get you an arm or something.
every week is gonna be a different setup. Trying something new until we find your perfect setup.
There's not gonna be a perfect setup.
I know.
It's literally like I would.
I know his perfect setup. It's a Garth Brooks wire mic with a Rubik's cube.
He may
He's
not be
even just
wrong.
like G. He's even just like G, and then we just call him E.
That is
Dude,
true.
and when his birthday comes around, he'll be singing his own birthday song. Happy birthday to E.
Where are the bodies?
Oh, don't start that here.
Let's not do this here.
Yeah, no,
Let's
we
not do
need
that
that.
now.
That
We're
look.
already deep.
Let that man fly from the rafters whenever he wants.
It's hard for him to fly anywhere.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
He used to.
Hey, buddy, you good over there? You just gave yourself a concussion? Like, holy shit,
That was a tumble.
dude. That
Did he
was
fall out?
No, he jumped out, but then he like crash bandicooted his head straight into his bed.
Misjudged the landing.
Oh yeah, see, dead.
Dead.
You know what would be really cool?
What? Have a goose cam?
Yeah.
That would be.
I was just thinking that because I wanted to
Dude.
just look up and be like, oh, yeah. Uh-huh.
Green screen, the goose
Yeah.
cam behind us.
That would be funny. We're just people are watching goose.
Exactly. Hey, a view's a view, man.
Dude, a view is a view.
Win's
Okay.
a win, man.
W's a W.
Gotta do it to him.
Gum.
$20 is $20.
Big dog all eat.
Shout out, big dog.
Sometimes big dogs gotta eat.
Yeah, shout out to Sam.
Yep.
That's the biggest doggos out there.
True.
Amen.
Digging them holes,
Getting them done.
throwing chairs on temples.
Digging them and filling them.
don't think he's been doing a lot of filling of holes recently.
Nah,
No.
but it's a mindset.
No.
It is
Even when he
mindset.
did dig a hole, he didn't really want to fill the hole.
No, he was happy to do that. With me, he was. He always filled my holes.
He always left you smiling and satisfied.
I wouldn't say that.
Maybe just
There was a lot of times where I was like, that's good enough, I guess.
a piqued interest.
No.
Maybe not peaked, just a small
Bare minimum.
bare minimum.
Yeah,
interest.
but I mean, when it's 100 degrees outside and you've been working on the pump truck and then, you know, you just dug a 2.5 foot deep hole and then you got to fill it back up again, you're kind of like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't feel like stomping that down either.
Yeah, I mean, he had some tenacious though. He just
Oh,
got it
yeah.
done.
God, I still remember the first hole I dug with you on
Yeah?
the first day. Yeah, it was rough.
Was it?
It was. It definitely. I know it wasn't the hottest
Oh,
conditions,
man.
but the first day, realizing what this was like, dang.
I have no memory of this.
I'll probably wind up at the address again and text you like, this is where it was. Like digging up a tank.
He
It was
probably
just-
had to dig up in Norweco.
might have been.
Might have been.
You know what's really funny? So today I was at a customer's house. This is the one story that I will bring up about work.
Okay. You know, we're free to talk about work as much as we
It's
want here.
literally what we do.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
I went to this. I was at this customer's house, and I was working on their sprinklers, and I totally got soaked twice,
Dang.
and it was enough to get soaked twice because I was trying to like move a rock, and there was a sprinkler by this said rock, and it was spraying. I kicked that fucking sprinkler, and I broke it.
Hell yeah.
Was this like their lawn sprinkler?
No,
Why didn't you go turn the pump off?
because I was being a stubborn little bub.
Cause fuck them, that's why.
Did you fix their sprinkler?
I did. I fixed both of the
good.
sprinklers,
That's good.
and I didn't charge him for the one because
Yeah.
I broke it.
Yeah.
But we were talking, and he was nice about it and everything. He was fine. He was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry you got wet." I'm like, "It's a part of the job. It's okay."
It was my fault anyways.
Yeah,
I could have turned the sprinklers off.
Yeah, and I told him like, it's not necessarily about that I had to fix your sprinkler or that it was this or whatever. It was that I got soaked, and I wasn't expecting to get soaked.
Yeah.
But we started talking, and he was like, "Man, you know the markets and yada yada. I might have to look for a job." And I go, "Oh yeah, really?" He goes, "Yeah, I may even think about applying to you guys since you're needing guys and whatnot." I go,
That's
"Oh
fun.
yeah, okay, cool." He goes, "Yeah, I really know how to dig." I was like, "Oh, okay, you know how to dig?" He goes, "Yeah, I know how to use a shovel. It's all about arms."
Oh,
And I go, "Oh,
it is not.
all right."
It
How
is
big
not.
were his arms?
Yeah, big
Man,
arms.
he was like,
Did you ask to feel him after that?
he was my height,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit more muscle than me.
Did you feel his arms?
I didn't go touch that man's arms.
That's a shame. You
I
had the
gave
perfect
him
chance.
the Wuhan elbow.
Oh. I see.
Safety first.
Well, because I washed my hands after,
Yeah.
because I forgot to put on gloves, and I just was like, whatever, I'm gonna get it done.
Oh, you,
I washed.
you
my,
nasty
I
boy
got
did.
real nasty.
that's a
Shame.
nasty
Shame.
boy.
Anywho,
Gross.
I
expect more from you.
but I washed my hands after.
Yeah, with your goopy hand sanitizer that feels like a snail goot in your hand.
No. Dawn dish soap, my
Oh,
friend.
yeah, I forgot you carry that
I
because of
carry
poison ivy.
Dawn. I carry Dawn.
Yeah, I forgot the poison ivy thing.
I Subway sandwich handed a couple things today.
Oh, you Subway sandwich. So you like took a Subway sandwich wrapper and then like wrapped
No, I
up in the
just
paper. And,
Barehanded it.
Yeah.
Subway has no standards.
Sometimes you
anymore.
have. Sometimes you just
they never
barehand
had
it.
standards.
Well,
That's true. But I thought that was really funny that he was like, "Yeah, I really know how to dig."
it's a weird flex, but okay.
Like, I,
is weird.
I just kind of stood there. I was like, "Yeah, you know, okay."
Yeah.
Yeah, we got these shovels that are like 12 gauge steel. They're closed back and they're great. You know, I really don't have to dig that hard.
That's the kind of person. That's the kind of comment a person who's like a manager on a construction site that acts like they done it all.
Yeah.
Says.
But what's funny is this guy was retired.
Yeah.
He's like probably Jason.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
he's like Jason's age.
Yeah,
I was like,
It's
oh,
rough out here in these streets, man.
it is.
okay.
Dude, sometimes you just got to barehand it.
Yeah.
Just pull out your bare hands and get after it.
Grr.
I wonder how many bears per person are in the United States.
Not as many
No, that's true.
as horses per capita to people.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Which is why,
Theoretically, in any place in America, you're 200 feet from a horse.
yeah. So shout out JT and Horse Wi-Fi. Looking forward to that.
It's never going to happen.
It'll
I'm still
be
confused
small.
about
Dude,
all
that's
that.
going to
It'll
be
be
our dream.
grassroots.
That's going to be that's the dream of true freedom there, because there's no freer animal than a horse. Shout out my brother and me for teaching me that.
Yes. Yes. So what are you
That's
thinking?
true. They are
of?
not the rats and the bats of the sky.
If they're not the rats of the bats of the sky, what are the rats of the sky?
Yeah, what are the rats of the sky?
At one point in time, I thought they were seagulls.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
pretty fair.
I would say that that's highly fair.
That's why I never was upset when I saw, not did, but saw the Alka-Seltzer bombings on the beach.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's terrible.
It is. It's kind of funny.
That's like giving
you
a
don't feel
dove
bad.
rice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's bad.
It is bad.
But you don't feel bad for a rat. No one ever feels bad for a rat.
That's not true. There's plenty of people who felt bad for rats.
It's probably because they feel so attached and see all the similarities they have.
Dude, you need to let go of your whole hatred of rats.
It's
No.
not
That
so much a
rat-
hatred.
Hey, look, that rat from your past that I'm sure hurt you in some way,
You've been hurt
because
by a
this has
rat.
got to be it. This has got to be the situation. You got hurt by a rat in the past.
Sometimes it feels good
Bro,
to eat
you got to
trash.
let the rat go.
Never
Wait,
ha-
what did you say? What did you say?
I said what you said. What I thought you said. You said.
I said what I thought you said.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't hear it.
What did you say?
Oh, I said sometimes it feels good to eat trash.
That's true. That is true.
Dude,
You're not
shout
wrong.
out to Kraft Dinner.
Oof.
You know, it's a little sad. My son doesn't like macaroni and cheese.
Of course he doesn't.
Well,
It's because he's
okay.
secretly French.
okay, but you can't get mad at that when you don't drink milk.
Ooh, he's got a point.
Sure, I can.
Where do you think
What?
he gets it from?
Yeah, but like mac and cheese made with almond milk is garbage.
Oh, yikes.
Is that how you've been making it? Oh, all right, I got to team up with old Toniferous here.
What about
How are you-
powdered milk?
How are you
With
dealing?
the orange
Yeah.
powder.
So he drinks milk, guys.
Okay, but
Almond milk doesn't count.
No. He drinks regular milk,
What kind of milk?
just because
whole milk.
Okay.
the milk thing doesn't transfer the
And we make the macaroni and cheese with whole milk.
How about butter? I know it's hard keeping butter in
And
your
butter.
house. Okay,
We do the whole nine. It's not like it's some.
dude, why did you raise your child to hate cheese?
I didn't.
It's
Does
really
he
weird.
do not like other cheese dishes?
He likes pimento.
That makes sense. You like pimento.
Yeah.
Not liking
Not like
Kraft mac and cheese, but liking pimento
Okay, I can
is
understand
weird.
that part. Not liking Kraft mac and cheese, but like,
Yeah. He doesn't like he'll eat a grilled cheese,
begrudgingly.
but sometimes he'll open up the sandwich and take the cheese out.
Yo,
Whoa.
all of it,
Yeah.
and just eat the bread.
And just eat the bread.
Hey, look. Admittedly, as a child, I had terrible taste in food. I didn't like French fries
That's
slash just like potatoes.
I didn't do hardly any
I'm
cheese.
I'm
at
not
all.
really a fry guy either. I don't like,
Like
to
now?
eat
You don't like French fries now?
I don't like to eat fries often.
really.
When I eat them, I'm like, that's too much. Like today, I had Whataburger.
And you didn't get fries?
I got the fries because I'm like, okay, I'll eat the patty meal, whatever. And I ate it, and afterwards I was like, the fries were too much.
I will give you.
I would rather just eat the meal.
Okay, I will give you.
Or the
Eating a whole order
burger.
of fries is a lot
It
on
is.
top of a meal, and if you're not used to that, then it can be a lot.
Especially if it's a double cheeseburger or
That's true.
a patty melt.
Okay, I gave you the thing of fries being too much, but also I'm a triple boy.
Yeah, I don't have.
So it's hard for me to, the common ground is hard to find here.
My stomach's small. I don't know.
No, I know.
I can't do the triple. Every time I do a
you're
triple,
talking
I'm
to a
like,
big
man,
back."
I am gonna shit my brains out.
And that's what we're going for. That's the goal.
I don't want to shit my brains out.
In the words of Louis C.K., I don't stop eating when I'm full. I stop eating when I hate myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I don't like that mentality.
I'm sure you don't.
Well, we're doing.
I don't even like it now. I mean, I don't even like my mentality about food now. Just
Yeah.
keep engorging myself while I'm driving. That's great.
It's still hard for me to eat while driving.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just tough.
Yeah, it's something I avoid doing
Yeah.
as much as I can.
Yeah.
So,
Because I appreciate the art.
I'm not. I just like sauces. It's hard to dip things.
It is.
It's hard to dip while driving.
If you take off the bun and put the sauce on the burger, the
Yeah, see, I don't want
sandwich,
that.
That's a get around for eating while driving, but it's
That's
a lot
true.
of work and it's too much.
Well, also, I don't want that sauce always on the sandwich.
True.
I just want it on there sometimes.
Sometimes.
See, when I'm eating just a normal sandwich,
Yeah.
I'm just
Your double mayo sandwich.
always.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know
forgot.
why you don't put mayo on either side. Like
I put
if
mayo
you've
on
got
one side.
if you got a condiment,
Yeah.
put it on both sides of the bread.
True.
I don't know why you're not putting it on both sides of the bread. It's
true.
You're missing out.
I don't want that much mayo.
Well, it doesn't mean that you have to do the gobs of mayo.
A thin layer on
Just
both
do
sides.
thin layer on either side if that's
is
what
the
your
same-
preference
A
is.
thin layer on both sides is the same as a regular layer on one side.
Yeah, but see,
Agreed.
y'all aren't taking into the account that you can flip the sandwich if you have two different condiments on two different sides. You get different tongue tastes.
I see. I'll do that if it comes pre-made and there's
just-
only one layer of sauce on
Yeah.
one side. That's a get around. But when you're setting yourself up, thin layer on both sides.
See, I don't like having too many options. Give me the one condiment, leave it alone.
I don't like having too many options.
1,000%
It's
perfect.
So you.
That just scares me. Yeah, no, I don't
It used to
need.
be you just get
I don't
one
need
option and
10
that's
sauces.
it.
I'll put the mayo on. I'll put the cheese on. Cheese on both sides. Then the meat. Close the sandwich. Veggies if you want to add veggies.
No,
that's
babe,
fine.
I just want the one pillow. You're giving me too many options.
Well, see, that's what's funny now is I sleep with two pillows.
Oh, Jesus. How do you decide? Do you just like get in bed
I
and flip a
have
coin?
to because my wife says I snore too loud
Oh, shit.
Damn.
because I'm too fat.
Oh, she doesn't say that.
No, I'm saying that, not
Oh,
her.
okay. I was about to
Obviously,
say,
my
she
wife
is
would
a-
never call me fat.
Yeah, she's a really
it's not
sweet
true.
person.
She's great.
Yeah.
She's lovely.
Shout out.
Shout out Ethan's wife.
And it's just not true.
Yeah,
it is
no,
not true.
I mean-
she is gaslighting him on how much he snores.
She's not gaslighting
Oh,
you,
no,
but
I'm
she's
loud.
saying something that you're gaslighting yourself on.
That's true.
Well, that's daily.
No, I know.
Welcome to my world.
I know. And everyone else knows now.
yeah. The whole internet knows.
I will gaslight myself to the day I die.
Which is why you will never bother us. Bother
That's true.
him.
Well-
because
I'll bother myself for
he-
sure.
no one will gaslight Ethan more than Ethan.
It's true.
I am the gas E.
No, your comments will not affect me.
That's probably also true because Tony's not going to be reading them.
Oh, I'll read them.
Yeah,
Because I need a laugh.
comments will always affect me because I am the clinch.
How many comments were you getting when you were active on socials?
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting deal. How much interaction were you getting? Do you remember?
Not a lot.
Not a lot of traction.
Because
No.
I'm guessing.
I was more of a follower than I was a poster.
Sure.
I see. Yeah, you were like
I probably
you were the
fall-
reaction guy.
Let's see. On Instagram, I think I had sub 100 posts, and I probably followed like 1,000 more people.
Yeah. I was
Hell
up,
yeah.
I was up to that number, for a good while.
Hell yeah.
And I didn't even have it that long. I think I had it from.
Beloved customers, just so you understand, our internet connection here is a little unstable sometimes. So just understand if there's like some weird edits or something, that's what's going on. Don't worry, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Actually, we probably won't, but it's all right.
I had social media from specifically Instagram, 2012 till about 2014, 2015.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And I got rid of it right as the first Trump inauguration happened.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right before that whole thing happened and it got really slimy and nasty, I said, bye-bye.
That's a good exit time.
Yeah, that was a good exit time.
I feel like that was a pretty defining moment for most people in their social media journey.
Yeah.
Because pretty much everybody shows some kind of side. I think it's also like an age thing. But like what social media used to be of just like being a fun, goofy thing. Mm-hmm. Eventually, as you mature and get different views, you put them out there and it all goes into the zeitgeist. And
Yeah.
That's true.
It's wild to me that social media has become a form of people's identity now
literally,
Oh, yeah.
compared to a form of connection.
yeah.
Because like Facebook, ultimately, the point of me having Facebook was to connect with other family members
Yeah.
when I moved away.
Mm-hmm.
Because I spent time in Costa Rica, and then when I moved up here, it was one way I could communicate with them without having to pick up a cell phone,
True.
call them, text them, or whatever.
Yeah.
But then it turned into this. Your life is that,
Yeah.
and that just got annoying, really quick.
Yeah. Even
For
when
me.
it's stuff that may not necessarily be something you disagree with or is off-putting,
Yeah,
just all in all, it can get annoying.
yeah. Like even on Facebook, I was not posting on Facebook. I was just scrolling on Facebook and liking posts. I didn't even comment on people's posts. I didn't like that idea.
Yeah.
It's like, what, people are going to know what I'm saying? Yeah, right.
That doesn't bother me, but it is weird.
It always bothered me.
What's weird is people liking your comment.
Yeah, that is super
Do you guys
weird.
remember the poke wars?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got into a couple with my little sister
Yeah.
and my aunt.
I remember
She was a big
hearing about
poker.
it, not understanding what it was.
And they'd be like, that's dumb.
Yep.
I'm done with you.
Yep.
Yep, that sounds about right.
I used it to try and flirt.
No.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
No.
Yeah.
I may have
it
done
was
the same thing
exclusively for
originally.
flirting, and then it would go on and on and on. And I thought that was a clear indication of mutual interest, and it wound up none of them were.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So did you see my poke?
So yeah, because they would message me like, "Hey, did you see I poked you?" I was like, "Yeah, what you doing?" That kind of thing. And then meeting up in person, I was like, "Hey, so what's
what
good?
you
What it do?
wearing?"
What it do?" It was like, "Ew,
So what you wearing?
yeah, your brother's T-shirt."
So you poked me last night at 1 a.m. So
What are we
what are you doing tomorrow? And they're like, I've got class. And you're like, oh, cool.
So you don't want to get coffee afterwards or something?
It was interesting doing an international poke war on multiple fronts.
Oh, yeah.
That's wild.
yeah, yeah,
Dude, the French Connection.
yeah. Because poking before you go to sleep and you know that they're about to wake up and see it, I'm like, oh, they're gonna be thinking about this all day. Like
I'm going
me.
to poke 500 people.
It's so unfortunate that they didn't think about it all day.
The worst part was I would wake up in the middle of the night to poke them.
What?
Yeah,
Tony.
yeah,
Tony.
yeah, man.
God.
Yeah,
You know, this actually makes your particular psychology about
so much
certain
sense.
stuff like makes so much sense.
So much sense, dude.
Dude. I'm sorry.
I did it to myself, and I learned.
You did. You did learn.
Yeah.
You did learn.
But I also didn't learn.
No, you didn't.
I don't know about you
Damn.
boys, but I'm getting hungry.
Sounds
yeah,
good.
I was about to say it's time to wrap things up.
Get some fries.
Well, beloved customer, that has been your episode. It's about 2 hours long. That'll be about the typical length of our show. Yeah. Let us know in the comments what you think of it. If there's things that you'd like to see or us talk about, let us know. As well, make sure to subscribe to the channel. There probably won't be any short form videos or anything like that, at least for a while.
Yep.
Yeah, let's see.
No shout outs, just some stats.
Yeah, some stats for the episode.
Stats for the episode.
Ep stats.
Ep stats.
Oh, we can't call it that.
Episode stats.
Not Ethan. Tony wants to call it that. The rest of us know.
I'm
it's
good. No,
not a
I'm
good
good. I'm
idea.
good with not.
Episode
The egg
stats.
stats.
Yeah.
So
we don't have to do that.
Okay.
So today is the 4th of
April.
4th of 2025.
Yes, it is.
We had 10 accounts of You Know What You Did.
That's true. I
Level-
said most of them.
Level of declension on the show, about a 2.2.
Yeah.
No rookie scores here. And
I would just like for the record that our You Know What You Did was actually only 9.
Yeah,
yes,
that
one of
doesn't
them
count.
was a personal on my account. So
One of them was yours.
I will demark that as just 9.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Tony doesn't have a catchphrase because he's a cult leader.
I'm a walking
So-
catchphrase.
I don't know
Yeah.
what I have. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to figure that out on your own. Not all of us can have catchphrases.
I don't think I'm cut out for it.
No, you are. You just have to find it.
You'll find your voice.
Yeah, you will.
Okay,
Yeah. So
that's the stats.
shout out, check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And you know what? Have a beautiful day. Go check your chlorine and make sure that you don't flush any wet wipes. This has been Septic Guys Know Shit, and we'll see you next week.